Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Gilgo beats serial unaliver Rex Heuermann was sentenced on June 17, 2026 to life in prison without the possibility of parole. In the Gilgo beats serial illness. Reporting says Judge Timothy Mazzei called him a disgusting and despicable small man and a coward, and Heuermann admitted to unaliving tied to 8 victims. We're going to break this down. We're going to go into the psychological affair, how it's messing with the family's mind as well as his mind. And maybe this will give the family a little peace, because I'm going to tap into his mental state so you can understand how he's not going to be living in a life of luxury. But we're going to turn this up. Been on here long enough. Just remember what I told you. We here and we're going to begin this, and we're going to let it be known that the judge didn't just sentence him. He sentenced everyone involved. Let's go. All right. All right, so we're gonna start it here, right? And I'm gonna show you the sentencing, but I don't want y'all to fall off. So, I'm gonna begin a little bit so you know what you're getting ready to get, and then I'm gonna play a 3-minute segment of him actually being sentenced. But the judge didn't just sentence him. Let me tell y'all something real, right? This wasn't, and you know what? I feel like some music on here right now. Let's get some music in this background, right? So we can do this right. Let's get some music, all right? Let me tell y'all something real. This wasn't just a man walking into court. This was years of pain, years of families waiting, years of mothers crying, years of daughters never coming home. And when Rex Heuermann stood there, the judge didn't see power. The judge didn't see intelligence. The judge didn't even see a mastermind. The judge saw what he really was. A small man, a coward, a man who preyed on women, then tried to hide behind silence, was living a double life where his own wife and children didn't even know what was going on. His practice didn't know what was going on. See, the streets teach some people, right, that fear is power. But the court teaches you that fear was never power. It was evidence waiting on a date. And Rex Heuermann's date has come. Now, the jewel in that is, the moment you think you're too small to get caught, that's the moment your ego starts waiting. Or should I say, writing your sentence. Now, I'm gonna play this tape and then we're gonna get into, how the monster had a real life. All right, let's get to this.
Is there anything you wish to say before I pronounce sentence? Mr. Heuermann, is there anything you wish to say before I pronounce sentence?
Yes. There are no
Stand up.
Stand up, he said. Get up. It's my courtroom.
There are no words I can say. I am responsible for what was said in this room today. The words I would say have no meaning, and I'm going to leave it there at this time.
Speak up.
Let me break that down so you understand, right? What he's basically saying is anything I say, they would have no meaning because you wouldn't understand how twisted my mind is. You wouldn't understand what I went through because you was driven towards punishing me in life in prison instead of punishing me, giving me life or whatever you felt I needed in order to try and get some balance to my head, or just unalive me. Give me the death penalty. You know, don't hate the message. You know what I mean? Don't hate the messenger. I'm just telling you what that statement meant. You understand? Now, let's keep it moving, right? You know what? Before we even do that, right? This is what we're gonna do. Before we do that, I'm gonna give you another verse, and then we're gonna come to that. So I don't bore you with that the whole way. But now he's getting ready to be sentenced when we come back, right? But now, the monster had a regular life. Now, this is the part people better pay attention to. He wasn't hiding in a cave. He wasn't walking around with a sign on his chest. He had a house. He had a career. He had a family image. He looked regular. And that's what makes this darker. Because sometimes evil doesn't come dressed like evil. Sometimes evil wears a suit. Sometimes evil has a mortgage. Sometimes evil shakes your hands and tell you good day, sir. Sometimes evil smiles in public and destroys lives in private. That's why I tell the youth, stop being impressed by appearances. A title doesn't make you clean. Money doesn't make you moral. A house don't make you human. And as you see from his despicable actions that he admitted to himself in the courtroom, he wasn't human. He done entered the dark side. The jewel in that is, don't judge character by clothes, cars, jobs, or status. Judge character by how a person treats people who can't protect themselves, not those that prey on those. The victims were not just headlines. Now listen close. We're not doing this video to make a killer famous. We're not putting shine on a monster. We're saying their names matter, their families matter, their pain matter. Every woman he hurt was someone's child, somebody's sister, somebody's mother, somebody's missing piece. And that's where society goes wrong. People hear sex worker and they start judging the victim. No, that's not the lesson. Nobody deserves to be hunted. Nobody deserves to disappear. Nobody deserves to have their life reduced to news headlines. Vulnerable people is still human beings. A lost person is still a human being. I say all that to say, the value of life does not drop because society looks down on the person living it. Now, right, let's get to how the coward hid behind control, right? This is where the psychological comes in. A predator wants control over fear, control over silence, control over movement, control over life and death. But here's the truth. Control is not strength. Control is insecurity wearing a mask. A real man protects, a coward prays. A man checks himself, a coward targets the vulnerable. A real man faces consequences easily. A coward waits until the cuffs close around his wrists. And then suddenly, he got nothing to say. That's why the judge called him what he called him. Because when it was time to face the families, there was no power left, only exposure. Remember that. And control without conscience is not power. It's cowardice looking for a weaker target. So now that we know he was exposed, let's go to his, sentencing.
Mr. Heuermann, as Mr. Tierney said, I know that you're sorry that you got caught. I assume that you're sorry for what you've done to your wife and children. Are you a little bit sorry for what you did to these poor innocent women? 8 women that you strangled to death, at least 8 that we know of. Are you at least a little bit sorry for that? Yes?
Yes, I am.
All right, hold up. Before you go any further, if y'all like this content, I need you to do a couple of things. Hit the like button, put a comment in the joint. The content is so real, they're trying to suppress it. We ain't gonna let them suppress it. So I need the likes, the comments, the hype. Let's keep it moving. Cop the book of Roar in Harlem. Let's keep it moving. And just so that you know, everything is legit over here. I already done earned my 100,000 plaque. You just don't know who I am because they're suppressing the content. Only way to get it out of their suppression to get the word out is to simply hit the like button, put a comment. I don't care if it's emoji and a couple of words telling me that you're gonna share the video. Let's keep it moving. Let's finish this. You know what? I want to get back to riding, and then we're gonna get back to the sentencing. Right? Let's take our time with that. Let's take our time. All right. Now, life without parole is a different kind of silence. Now he got life, no parole, no restart button, no walking out, no fresh start, no I'll be home soon, just counts, count time. The doors slamming, the keys jingling, the concrete making the sound off the officer's boots as it's walking down the hall and you're wearing flip-flops. That's why I hate flip-flops. They try and force you to wear flip-flops. Now, announcements and offices and cells and the same thought every morning is what he has to face. I'm never leaving here, he thinks to himself. See people here, life sentence, and they think, it's just a word. No, life means the calendar becomes your energy. Life means birthdays pass, holidays pass, seasons pass, people die. The world changes, and you're still in the cage. And the jewel in that is, prison doesn't care who you were outside. Once the door closes, your past becomes paperwork, and your future becomes count time. Now, let me talk to the families, right? Rest in peace to the families that lost loved ones. Rest in peace to them. But now, let's talk about the part people don't always see. The victims' families. They got sentenced first. They were the first one to be punished during this crime after the victims. They got sentenced to grief. They got sentenced to unanswered questions, sentenced to empty chairs, sentenced to nightmares, sentenced to waiting on justice for years that finally came. Then his family got hit too. Because when somebody lives a double life, everybody connected to them gets dragged into the fire. Children carry shame they didn't create. Families carry questions they can't answer. Neighbors replay every conversation everybody asks. How did we not know? That's the damage of hidden evil. And the jewel in that is, when you destroy lives, you don't just hurt the people in front of you. You poison everybody connected to the truth. Now, let's get to the rest of his sentencing.
You know what? You've been described as a very big man, but you're a disgusting and despicable small man, if you're a man at all. And you're a coward.
Talk to him. Catch your breath.
As a result of your plea of guilty to murder in the first degree and count 1 of indictment 73544 of 2024, it's essentially court that you serve the rest of your life without the possibility of parole. With respect to count 2, murder in the first degree, it's essentially court that you serve the rest of your life without the possibility of parole. With respect to count 3, plead guilty to murder in the first degree. It's essentially the court that you serve the rest of your life without the possibility of parole. Those 3 sentences to run consecutive with each other.
Now, let me break down what consecutive to each other means so y'all understand that, right? He just got 3 life sentences. Consecutive means you finish 1 life sentence, meaning you die and you still owe another life sentence. So in your second life, you die again and you come back. You have to finish your 3rd life sentence. And then you're gonna hear the rest of the sentences you gotta finish, but let me get back to riding. But remember, y'all gotta hit the like button and hit the comments. I'm gonna ask 10 viral questions and I'm gonna give you the answers to them. So it's gonna be a lengthy show. Enjoy it. Make sure you respond to the comments in the back and whatever you wanna say now. Talk to each other how you like the content. Let's keep it moving and let's get the message out. The streets need this lesson too, right? Don't think that, because it made the story of the streets don't need this lesson. Now, some of y'all might say, what did this have to do with street culture? Everything. Because the same sickness shows up in different uniforms. One man hides behind a house, another hides behind a gang. One man hides behind a career, another man hides behind a reputation. One man thinks he can hurt people, another thinks hurt people and call it respect. Another thinks he can hurt people and call it respect. But it's all the same lie. Ego, control, power, no accountability. And sooner or later, the lie meets consequences. Court don't care about your image. Prison don't care about your nickname. The grave don't care about your excuse. Just go 6 feet under. Where you belong if you commit crimes like this. Any culture that teaches you to devour life is training you to destroy your own. Now, we're going to talk about the quiet ones. Can be dangerous too. Just because somebody's quiet in the neighborhood don't mean that he's not dangerous. This is for the young people. Don't just watch the loud people around you. Watch the quiet pattern. Watch the obsession. Watch the disrespect. Watch how somebody talks about women. Watch how somebody treats people they think are beneath them or weaker than them. Watch the secret anger. Watch the hidden cruelty, because violence does not start with the final act. It starts with thoughts. It starts with entitlement. It starts with fantasy. It starts with a person believing somebody else's life doesn't matter. By the time the world sees the crime, the monster been rehearsing inside. So remember, pay attention to patterns before they become police reports. The judge spoke for the room, right? Let's talk about what the judge said for the room. Let's play the rest of this. Let's get the rest of the judge.
With respect to count 7, murder in the 2nd degree, it's the sentence of the court that you serve an indeterminate term of imprisonment with a minimum of 25 years and a maximum of your life. With respect to count 8, murder in the 2nd degree, it's a sentence of the court that you serve an indeterminate term of imprisonment with a minimum of 25 years and a maximum of your life. With respect to count 9, murder in the 2nd degree, it's a sentence of the court that you serve an indeterminate term of imprisonment with a minimum of 25 years and a maximum of your life. And finally, with respect to count 10, murder in the 2nd degree, it's the sentence of the court that you serve an indeterminate term of imprisonment with a minimum of 25 years and a maximum of your life. All of those sentences to run consecutive with each other. Mr. Tierney, with respect to counts 4, 5, and 6,
Move to dismiss, Your Honor, in satisfaction of that sentence.
that application granted. Other agencies to collect. Anything else, gentlemen?
Nothing from the people. Your
Mr.
Honor.
Brown?
Nothing further.
All right, get him out of here.
All right, so that's where that's at, right? So you understand. The judge spoke for the room when the judge called him a coward. That wasn't anger. That was judgment. That was society saying We see you now. No more hiding, no more image, no more control, no more secrets, just truth, just victims, just families, just sentence that never opens back up. And I want the youth to understand this. You may fool people for a while. You can hide behind a smile. You can hide behind status. You can hide behind fear. But the truth got patience. The truth don't rush. The truth waits in the dark. Then the court walks in with your name written on a sealed indictment. The truth may come late, right? But when it arrives, it brings every receipt with it. And that's what happened in this case. Now, let me give you the unique make audio twist, because I like to take a ride. Here's the twist. This story is not about Rex. He don't deserve the spotlight. This story is about warning signs. This story is about victims. This story is about family. This story is about what happens when ego loses humanity. This story is about the young man who thinks hurting people makes him powerful. This story is about the young woman who needs to know her life has value. This story is about the parent who needs to listen closer. This story is about the community that must stop ignoring red flags. And this story is about consequences because the streets are real. The courtroom is realer, the cemetery is real, and the prison is realer. Life without parole is not a movie. It's a slow grave with a lock on it. Don't let a dark story enter your mind as entertainment. Let it leave your mind as a warning. Now, the final message, I've been on here long, and I know y'all, this old black man running his mouth, but let me get up out of here. I'm gonna get up out of here, right? Relax. Don't let a dark story enter your mind, like I said. To every young person watching, don't chase power that costs you your soul. Don't chase respect that turns you into danger. Don't ignore your darkness. Get up, talk to somebody. Check your thoughts, control your impulses. Walk away from cruelty. Walk away from people who laugh at pain. And never forget this, the people you think are invisible are still loved by somebody. The people you think are weak still matter to God. The people society throws away are still human. And if you build your life on humanity and hurting people, that's an oxymoron. That don't go. One day your whole life will be judged by the pain you caused and inflicted on others. A real man doesn't hurt the vulnerable. A real man protects life, checks his spirit, and walks away from destruction. Now, here go the 10 viral questions I told you all about. Remember what I told you, right? You gotta hit the like button. You gotta hit the like button. You gotta put a comment. You gotta give me a emoji, any little comments, words. And you know, the hype button, y'all wanna get this message out because I know this is flavor. Let's keep it moving. Let's get to the 10 questions. Oh yeah, and don't forget to cop the book, right? A Raw in Harlem at rawinharlem.com. You want to know who I am? I served 26 years in federal prison, so I done been there, done that, and I done seen men like this break a mile a minute. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, was the judge right to call him a coward? Was the judge right to call him a coward? Yes, because courage is facing life with honor. Preying on vulnerable women and hiding behind a normal image is not strength, that's cowardice. The second question, I need y'all to answer these in the comments so we can keep it moving. Why do people like this look so normal in public? Why do people like this man look so normal in public? Because evil doesn't always look wild. Sometimes it studies how to blend in. That's why we judge patterns, not appearance. Should people feel sympathy for him now that he has life? Put it in the comments. Sympathy belongs first to the victims and families. Let me say that. And rest in peace to the victims. Accountability means you don't center the person you cause the pain. You don't center the person you cause the pain. What is the real lesson for young men? What do you think the real lesson is for young men? Put it in the comments. Power without discipline becomes destruction. If you don't control your darkness will control your future. And that's what we're trying to prevent over here at Unique Mecca Audio. Question 5. Why is life without parole so serious to you? Put it in the comments. See, like I said, we're at school. I'm your professor right now. You know what I mean? Why is life without parole so serious? Because it means every sunshine happens behind a wall. No release date, no second chance in society, just consequences. I was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole plus 20 years. And I self-rehabilitated myself, and Honorable Donald Trump released me from there. Thank you, Donald Trump. Round of applause. I know y'all got issues, but that's your issues. I have no issues with Donald Trump. All right, that's what I'm saying. I don't know nothing about what's going on out here. I just know that ain't no other president came in 26 years and decided to free not only me, my comrades, and the bill that he signed is still freeing our comrades. So I understand that y'all have issues with him, but everybody is not going to be happy with whatever decision anyone makes. There's always going to be someone that wants a different outcome, right? So why do victims get judged when they were the ones who was harmed? Meaning, like how they saying, oh, they was ex-prostitutes, they was sex workers, they was whatever. Why do victims get judged when they were the ones that was harmed? Because society sometimes look down on vulnerable people, but a person's struggle does not ease here humanity. Question 7. What warning signs should people watch for? What warning signs should people be watching for to be able to spot people like this man? Obsession, cruelty, hatred towards women, secret rage, control issues, lack of empathy, and people who enjoy fear. Can someone live a double life for years? Put in the comment. You think someone could get away with a double life? How long do you think someone could get away with living a double life? Yes, that's why image is not character. Character is what a person does when no one's watching. He released this animal character on those innocent women. What does this have to do with street culture, y'all, right? Put in the comments, what does this have to do with street culture? Let me know if y'all caught anything, if y'all learned anything from Unique Mecca Audio. I know a lot of y'all don't know nothing about the street, just finding me on YouTube, but here we go. You know what I mean? What does this have to do with street culture? It shows the same disease in a different form. Ego, control, violence, and no accountability. Different lane, same destruction. And now the last question I'm gonna ask, right? What should y'all take from this video? Put in the comments what you think y'all should take from this video. Don't make monsters famous is my answer. Remember the victims. Study the warning signs. Teach the youth that hurting people never ends in real power. The story is not the monster. The story is the damage. The story is the warning. The story is making sure somebody watching chooses life before consequences chooses them. And that's what we trying to do over here at Unique Maker Audio. I want to thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for topping in. Remember, like I said, cop the book of Ruin Harlem. Hit that like button, hit a comment, you know what I mean? And let's keep this thing moving. All right? Oh, y'all, and this is why I do this. If y'all don't know, this is Murder Mook, one of the #1 battle rappers out there. And this is how he feel about Unique Maker Audio from watching Unique Maker Audio.
Hey, what's going on, man? Murder Mook, Harlem, you know what it is, man. I just want to express how much gratitude I got for Unique, you know what I mean? I was telling him a story, telling him how I felt about, you know, if anything was to go wrong with my career, rap-wise, you know, if, you know, shit be slow, and I got so many opportunities to be able to do the wrong shit. When I watch Unique Maker Audio, I feel it, and I, like, to my soul, and that's keeping me farthest away from doing anything criminal. Anything criminal. He made me think straight, honestly. Made me think straight, because I've been watching him for about a year, like a year now, maybe, and it just took my mind way off of that, way off of that. From a year ago, it got rough. For a year ago,
Yeah.
and from watching this man, I just felt like, you saved me. You saved me. And I just want to show my gratitude, and I want to say thank you, man. Unique Maker Audio, anything you need, brother, from me.
All right.
Anything you need, man.
All right.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, make an audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours, so we can give back to the.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime.